Right, as you're waking up and getting it together, world leaders are taking part in the UN's annual climate summit in Azerbaijan. And as world leaders grapple with addressing the threat of climate change and the goal of bringing warming below 1.5 degrees Celsius, there's uncertainty surrounding what an incoming Trump administration will mean for U.S. involvement. For more on this, we're joined by Fred Krupp. He's the president of the Environmental Defense Fund. Great to have you with us, Fred. First, establish for our viewers why it's crucial to keep global warming below that 1.5 degrees bar.
Sure. Well, Errol, we are already seeing enormous hurricanes, cyclones, dangerous torrential rainfalls, heat waves that are killing people, hundreds just a few weeks ago, tragically in Valencia, Spain. The worst of climate change happens the warmer we get. So after 1.5 degrees centigrade, the effects will become even worse than they already are.
And ironically, people in nations that contribute the least to climate change will suffer the most. And your biggest polluters like the US and China have really taken small steps to limit what they put out in the atmosphere. So what are your views on a second Trump term when it comes to tackling this for everyone?
Well, first, Errol, I'm a little bit more hopeful about the progress that has been made. In the last 4 years, the United States has taken a lot of steps to accelerate the deployment of clean energy, solar, wind power, and electric vehicles. And China is now the world's leading manufacturer of solar panels and wind turbines. So I'm not sugarcoating it. We do need to bring emissions down worldwide and further down in both the U.S. and China. There's no question about it. And I wouldn't sugarcoat the fact that, the reelection of former President Trump poses a peril, given some of the things that his allies want him to do on climate change. And yet, I think the movement globally to a clean energy economy is unstoppable. And if the U.S. does take a step back, other countries will assume the lead.
And considering that there's an opportunity for other nations to take the lead, is there an expense to limiting CO2 emissions? We do hear that from industrialized nations saying it's just too expensive to reverse the clock. Give us a fact check on that.
Well, the fact check, Earl, is that's leftover thinking from the 1950s. There are, 2/3 of the methane that we could reduce just in the oil and gas industry could be done at no cost. And in fact, the facts are that the clean energy economy just in the United States in the last couple of years has created 300,000 new jobs. So this transformation, which is inevitable, is an opportunity to lower costs, lower emissions, and create jobs. And for the sake of our economies, we have to avoid this catastrophic damage and benefit from creating jobs in the countries that are willing to lead it.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. You can't make money if you don't exist. Fred Krupp, we appreciate your optimism. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.